Yeah, what gets me pumped and encouraged is like, you know how I've been starting to do these vlogs on YouTube and stuff. People actually hit me up, like fans out in the public and stuff. They actually hit me up and ask when the next vlog's coming or when the next YouTube's coming. It's pretty encouraging, because me making this content and stuff is like, it's kind of scary, you know, but also you never know how it will be perceived or taken on board, and it's pretty humbling and grounding to know that people want to see new videos or stuff like that. So, man, everyone encouraging me to keep going, thanks, man. I really appreciate it, all 2 or 3 of you. But it's actually awesome. And from a young age, kids come up to me after games, or like adults and parents out in the public. It's pretty cool. So asking when the next vlog is. So, man, stay tuned. Let's go. Yep, just got to work. On that note, thanks to everyone that came out to the first home game at Suncorp for me. We just played the Tars, towed them up, which is pretty cool. But also we had to, because we got towed up by the Satyrs the week before. So thanks to everyone that came out and supported, all the fans. Really appreciate you guys. So yeah, hopefully see you again at the next home game. I think it's the Force, but by the time you see this, we would have played the Landers, and don't know the result, but we'll see. But thanks again, man. Let's hit this Q&A, eh? Transition. Yeah, okay. All right. Welcome to Q&A with JTA. Questions? What? This is from Luke Taylor, 1994. Best and worst thing about living in the UK. Best thing, probably like, which is surprising for me, the pub culture. Pub culture was awesome. Sunday roast, if you know, you know. And the worst thing, not the weather, I didn't mind, but I reckon it was the dark, long days. Like those were hard, man. Good enough for a podcast. This is from Jimmy A Photography. You know what? I actually plan to do a podcast with Mags, like more of like a perspective of a wife, like Wags, or just chats about like fatherhood, professional footy, and just being a great husband and good dad. Like, because I feel like we need more of that, and the realism of what it's like as a professional footy player, and you know, being a dad. And I'd love to do a podcast, but I don't know if I could do it consistently. That's the only thing. Good question, no? This is from Mrs_Fave or Fave. How do you find adjusting to your new club and starting again with family in new places? Man, honestly, my family is amazing. Like, Mags has just been so awesome. When we decided to leave New Zealand, we were going to leave for 10 years. That was just the forecast of what we wanted to do. Leave for 10 years, whether I retire overseas or whether in our work, or whether we just go and live overseas for 10 years. And that's still the plan. Like, we're still working it out. But adjusting to new clubs, it's always about the environment that you're in, the environment that you create outside of rugby as well, because you want to create community for your family. And for us as a family, it's church-based, so faith-driven and church-based, because that's automatic community for my family outside of rugby. A unique environment because you naturally have automatic friends, but outside of that, for my family, I think creating that community is very, very important. And I think everywhere we've moved to, we've done so. And that's been a key to not only my longevity, but my success as a family, as a unit. Favorite thing, this is from McKims. Favorite thing about the Reds organization, I think, is what's to come and what they're building. You know, everyone talks about the Reds of 2011 when they won the championship and this and that. I think the exciting thing about the Reds now is bringing back the fan base, me being a part of bringing back that excitement about rugby for the Reds and Queensland in itself. Mainly in Queensland and the States, I find that you have other sports you're competing with, like rugby league, AFL, and then like obviously the summer sports, cricket and all that. But rugby is lower on the rankings, whereas where I grew up in New Zealand, it's number one, you know, which is very different culturally. So I think in terms of my favourite thing, I think it's the excitement of what's to come and what the potential that the Reds have. What a media guy. This is from, Vash, this is my friend Vash Latu. She said, how do you change hats between footy, wife, father, and stay on top of it all? I'm not a wife, but I actually spoke at this Talanoa the other night. Shout out to Shane and his crew. Maximize Performance on Instagram. But it was awesome because I got to share about how I actually prioritize different things in my life. And I think between work, family, footy, being a father and being a husband, I think my priorities are aligned because first and foremost, I'm a husband, and then I'm a father, and then I'm a rugby player. So my obligation is to my wife first, and then my kids, and then my rugby. But in saying that, when I go to work, I'm on. Like, I try not to bring work home. Film work, analysis, really analyzing the game and stuff. I try to leave that at work. So if I need to go in earlier, I will. And then, or if I need to stay later, I will. And when I get home, I'm like, for my wife and for my kids. That's just how it is. So the balance comes between like making sure my priorities are right and making sure I have the right people in my circle telling me, hey, look, like you're a bit out of whack. Like maybe you need to spend some more time with your wife, like, or maybe you need to, have some one time with Spence or your kids. And obviously communication with my wife is really important too. So one thing I would say is the overarching thing that helps me with balancing all these hats is having God at the center. God at the center of everything I do. I'm not perfect. Like, sometimes I struggle to read my Bible and forget. Sometimes I don't pray as often as I'd like to or miss my devotions. But I think having God at the center of everything I do is a foundation of keeping me grounded and making sure that I have enough to give to those sections, to my work, to my wife, to my kids. Next question. Jalen just woke up, but Greg, Jalen, come. I think best advice for parents, for kids that are trying to be elite athletes, is just keep installing work ethic and hard work. Remind them that it's their goals and their dreams, and the reason why you're encouraging them is to make them better. And even if they don't make it, I think it's important for them to realize what hard work does. Especially with my experience, like with Spence, I encourage him and push him, or I push him to go for runs, not because he's gonna be, not because he's gonna be an elite rugby player or whatever, but with Spence, I try to push him to go for runs because it's hard. Like he does in my house, we do hard things because it builds resilience and it's good for character building. So yeah, best advice is just to encourage, be the best encourager you can. Logue 68 said, what's next after footy, brother? To be honest, I'm not sure yet. I'm excited for that next chapter later, but for now I'm just loving playing rugby, bro. Just trying to do a lot of networking at the moment while I can. Raising Queens, another question. What was my highlight? What is my highlight? What's up with my brain? Highlight of my career so far, I was playing at Ulster, and Spence finally realized what I actually do for a job. He clicked because Spence finally realized what I did for a job, and after the game, in front of all his friends, he actually came up to me and asked me for my signature. And and he was genuinely like asking me like, Papa, can you sign my jersey? And I was like, oh man. That's when I realized that he realized what I actually do for a job, and I was so proud because he got to see what I do and all the sacrifice and the trainings and stuff is because of my wife and kids, and it's why we work so hard, as anyone does. It's why you work so hard. So that was a proud moment, and obviously all the accolades is great. Winning the Super Rugby title, playing for the All Blacks, Playing for Manu Samoa was pretty special too. I'm not gonna lie. All right, some more questions. Oh, Cooper_Gibson says, what's the pre-game feed? Speaking of feeds, currently making some mince, some nachos. Pre-game feed though. On that note, actually, Lazy Clive, Dr. Hydrate. Shout out to Dr. Hydrate. Man, these are gone. So I got raspberry flavor and lychee lime. I'm not a big fan of lychee lime, to be honest, but grateful. Yeah, can you go over here? But raspberry is gone. Shout out Dr. Hydrate. Let's go. Sushi bowls. I love sushi bowls. Sushi bowls, can't beat them. Rice, tuna, or chicken. Can't beat it. Do you miss living in New Zealand? I miss the people. I miss the people. My boy does. I miss the people really dearly, and I miss the culture. You can't beat New Zealand culture, man. Just rich in culture. 29 Aulele says, what's your game day routine? It's changed now. Now that I've got kids. I used to be quite serious, but for now it's quite relaxed. As long as I get like a nap in, I'll get a 30-minute nap, then I'm happy. Other than that, I like to go for brunch, chill with the fams. I'm not too serious, and then I'll slowly start to lock in about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So game day routine, usually full of this hectic. What is this? Are you alright, mate? Yeah. This is why it's game day routine is whatever. As long as I get a 30-minute nap, I'm good. Favorite rugby memory? Probably running out with my son. It's pretty cool. Why Norths? That's from Will_Blake. Norths was a club that I got assigned to when I got here, you know, and I do everything that I can to help that club. So, yeah. No, I need you for this one. George Jacobs, come in. It's for both of us. How do you set goals in your relationship, and how do you measure it?
That's a good question.
I don't know if you measure it. I think communication is one of the biggest things through setting or doing anything in your relationship.
No.
Just communication, not so much goals in terms of, you could have goals, financial goals, life goals, all that stuff, but I think communication is the basis of that. Well, that's reality, yeah? But yeah.
No, communication is so key, but I think as well as communication, accountability is huge.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you can communicate all you want, but if there's no accountability and no check-in.
Yeah, hard. I think that's how you measure it, right? Great question. Values you live by. Oh man. You have household values? Oh, here he is, just in time. Come in.
What?
Values we live by. What are our family values? Here, it's a test. Go on, quick. Family values, what are they?
We listen, we kind,
We're kind,
we respect,
respect,
tell the truth.
and we tell the truth. My man! So in our house we have family values, which Spencer came up with. And we listen, we are kind to each other, we respect each other, we tell the truth to each other, and one main thing is we have fun. So we try
I was
to.
gonna say that.
So my man's biggest work on is listening. Hey. EF.senior. What's your plans for next season? Wow, I'm actually gonna I'm actually signed to the... Oh sorry, did it cut out? My bad. Senior again. Do you think you'll go into coaching once you've finished playing? Alright, that's a good question. I don't know. I think I'll be good at it. I really love the game of rugby. I really love being a fan, and I want to be a fan post footy when I retire. So maybe if I have a few years off might coach my son's football or rugby team or whatever. But I don't know, I'm not too sure. I'm open to it though. Sam David Smith. Let's go. He's got a few questions. What makes a good coach? Bro, I think it's pretty easy. A good coach, obviously they have to know what they're talking about. Have respect within the team. And the way that you get that is by being relational, I feel like. Not like fake relationships or two-faced. But I really feel like a great coach is relational. Favorite teammate of all time? Oh man. There's so many, honestly. One of my favorite teammates of all time is Ben May, Big Bama. Senior player, had all the yarns, had a rig built like Adonis or Hercules. Just a great guy, really funny and great mentor. Without even trying to be a mentor, Ben May was definitely one of them. Ooh-wee! Oh, yes. Thank you. Thanks to Tristan and J Hoops for hooking me up with my Mizunos. I really love Mizunos. I wore them in the UK. One piece of advice you'd give to yourself at the beginning of your footy career, I think, ooh-wee, to be yourself. Like, be yourself and stay true to who you are. And I feel like I did that for my footy career. Like, never ashamed of who I am. Even though there were people earlier in my career that told me I had to be a certain way, I feel like I just stuck in my lane and did my thing. What would you be doing if footy was never an option? Bro, I'd be live streaming, man. Playing Fortnite. Nah, I don't know. I'd probably be a teacher. Yeah. All-time stadium crowd you've played in and in front of. Can't beat Newlands Park in South Africa. My debut, 2012, 30,000 people. That was pretty hard to beat. And anytime I play at Westpac, or now Sky Stadium, I think it's always special to me, just because of it's my home. So to play in front of my friends and family at home, like when home was home, was super special, and I'll always hold that and cherish that. Last question, to wrap it all off, from my good friend Sam David Smith. How do you zoom out from footy knowing at the end of the day it's just a job, a sport, but making sure to put enough energy, focus into the work to be successful? Wow. I think because it's a performance-based work or job, I get judged every week. So the zoom out part is me coming home to my family, which gives me great perspective. But then the energy and focus into the week to be successful is knowing that it's my job, and I'm so privileged and honored to do this for a job. Like, I get to run around and throw a ball around and get paid for it. I think that's a big thing, and I want to be the best at what I do. Like, the competitiveness and the drive that I have to be great for my family and for young and up and coming rugby players is there. So that's what makes me focused and energized. Even though when I'm sore in that, I just think of, man, I could be digging holes, I could be in an office, or I could be doing something else. But to be doing this for a job, it just blows my mind, and I'm super, super grateful. So yeah, so with that, that's a great Q&A. Until next time, make sure you like and subscribe, and yeah, stay great, dream big, chase hard, and rest easy. Cheers, man.